Morning. It's a bright and lovely new day here. It's been a while since I heard the birds chirping, the sun's out. It's a beautiful day, very beautiful day. And I'm heading out to work. Okay, great. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful day this morning. I'm heading out to work. Today, I mourn deeply the loss of Pope Francis, who passed away during the Easter holiday. And the one thing that everybody has resoundingly been speaking about, and the one thing that everybody has been resoundingly talking about, is the simplicity that the Pope exhibited. He was a very noble person. He really advocated for trying to keep things as simple as possible. That's a core value that I think we need to emulate as a people, as a species, because the world is overheating, and the reason why the world is overheating right now is because everybody is trying so hard to attain the biggest, highest, most, I don't know, or you can think of all kinds of superlatives to describe the level at which we are trying to amplify who we are. And it's getting to a dangerous, it's setting a very dangerous precedent. And, seeing the Pope buried in a very simple chapel in which he used to pray, in a very simple casket, no tents, no what, with a pouring down of the biggest, strongest names, world leaders, etc., was a very big deal. It was noble in itself, exuberant, bringing all these big shots with all their bodyguards, but you're burying a very noble person. I think that stood out for me. Obviously, my Catholic heritage stands out from the fact that I took on Christian instruction from St. Mary's Kisubi. So I'm very in touch with my Catholicism, my religious faith. And those brothers of Christian instruction were very, very, very modest people. They were noble people. I don't think I have seen a better style of instruction than the kind of instruction that we got from that school. And it taught us a lot of humility as well, because we were all leveled. Didn't matter what kind of background you came from, what kind of family you came from. We're all taken on the same level. We're all treated the same. That's how those guys really preached a lot of being down to earth. More than that, today in the news is Sam Omara. Sam Omara is a very strong and powerful policeman during the heydays of walk to work. He will forever be remembered for making sure that Kiza Besigye did not proceed with his walk to work demonstrations. But we and I grieve and mourn Mr. Sam Omara. I didn't know him personally, and I feel for his family, and I hope that they will be consoled during this very difficult time. But I just want to reflect and ask myself, what if Sam Omara had left Besigye to walk and demonstrate and demand for a better country, and demand that instead of tear gas and all these canisters and gear and rubber bullets and real bullets and guns, that what if he had let Besigye walk in the sense that, yes, he was following lawful orders, but he was also being cautious and thinking about himself, humanity, Ugandans, the suffering in the country. What if he had just let him walk to show his demonstration, to show his displeasure, to show the fact that the message that Besigye was trying to propagate was not a very bad message after all? Where would we be as a country? So I think we are also a function of our own challenges. Here was an opportunity, a great opportunity by Sam Omara to be a hero in Uganda, to be the one policeman who did not hold the line to follow Yes, lawful orders, but used common sense to decide that instead of buying more tear gas, maybe we need to buy more medicine. If you look at Uganda today, the minute there is a catastrophe anywhere, there's no response. There's no emergency response. Here, the country has just voted, it has just conducted a fantastic election, very mature politics. It was a win on all sides. Very razor-thin win for the outcome of the government in terms of the votes being very close to each other. But it was very smooth. I took a tour the whole day, visited some polling stations. Everything happened normally in a very unprecedented manner. I mean, where nobody needed to pull any ropes. It doesn't mean it's a do or die situation. Life continues. You all govern together. Everybody is taken care of and lifted by the moral standards of the country. One of the voting concerns that these people have is emergency response times. Like, how long does it take for an ambulance to reach you in the situation of an emergency? Can you imagine that being a key talking point in terms of conducting an election? So this is the maturity that is called for in our elections, where people vote for what affects the people instead of people voting for who is the person in power and what does he mean to me personally. You see? So it's a pity that Sam Omara dies, with no stardom, no remorse, no recognition. He's not a hero for his country. He basically has died in service of his country, because the country, you can say cancer is incurable and all these things, but what quality of care did he have towards the end, and how much sympathy did he get? And it's not supposed to be a pity party, but also, there's life in dying. The nobility of how you exit this world is important. If you're just going to die away neglected, with your family begging for help, with nobody remembering your name, and all that everybody remembers you for, and everything that's in the media right now is the fact that you are trying to stop demonstrations that were advocating for a better country that will help you, then, to be fair, calls for a lot of deep thinking about how we conduct our duties. Sam Omara's example is true testimony to how we live our values and how we conduct our duty and how we use common sense. Dr. Kizza Besigye was advocating for his own rights, a better country, a country that can help him. We don't have a good country, make no mistake about that, and there's nothing wrong with aspiring for better. So our country has gotten to some point, that's fine, and the people who have taken us there it's not a personal attack on them. We're just saying it can get better, and when it gets better for all of us, not for the opposition, not for the people in power. It should be a uniform standard such that tomorrow, whoever it is that has gotten a challenge, a problem, an accident, is in hospital, needs dialysis, needs radiation, it doesn't matter which side of the divide they are, they all get the best service possible, and that's what we should all advocate for. So I feel for Mr. Sam Omara and everything that transpired, but I fear that if that's not a lesson learned, it should really, really stand out as a very big lesson for all of us to learn, especially the people in the security forces. These are the people who really, really propagate stories of false intelligence just to try and create a situation and a scenario where they can cream off the system. And I could be wrong, but this is some of the things that make it to the surface. When we see people being abducted, when you abduct Eddie Mutwe today, you abduct him to do what exactly? What intelligence is he going to give you? You're trying to scare the opposition. The opposition is galvanized. Abducting Eddie Mutwe is useless. But you're trying to remove the security around Bobby Wine, His Excellency Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu, the party in opposition. Those things don't help. They really don't help. They just inflame people. They just create more animosity, and there's people get more indignation. If anything, if you're trying to make things better, you're just making them worse. And then these guys advocate for more tear gas and more bullets and more police gear, and all those things are given priority over the things we should really be given priority. In Deba, the other day was burning. The whole market was burning. And you should see what happens in countries like this when just an accident happens. Just two people knocking themselves on a road. 4 police cars will come, 2 fire brigades will come, there'll be 2 or 3 ambulances. It is an overkill, and the reason why it's an overkill is because the emergency response to civilians, to people, to human life is exceptionally high. It's prioritized, and this is what we need to do in our own countries as well. We need to prioritize those things. So it's a moment of being very contemplative and think about where we want to take this country, all of us together. Where do we want to take this country? Because we've got it to the crossroads now. The president has been the president, and he's not going to be the president forever. It's about time that we start thinking about the future of Uganda and what it's going to look like. I need to talk about Sam Kutesa and the fact that he went to Germany and he was treated and he's healed of cancer. And, thank God for that. And we wish him the very best. But for him to come back and build a church, maybe we don't need just churches now. Maybe we need more social services. But I hope he can use his voice to amplify the fact that the social services in the country are very poor, and we can't all fly to Germany. So I wish him the very best. He's back to the country now and he's in great health. That's very good. But he's also I wish you all a fantastic day. A day filled with good tidings, great health. Let's work hard. Let's get out there, and whatever you're going through, if you have challenges with work, if you have challenges with money, if you have challenges with your spiritual life, if you have challenges with your relationships, all those things cannot be solved if you do nothing about it. You've got to do something about it. You've got to change your circumstances yourself. Sometimes you need to get up and change your circumstances yourself. You need to get up and try and do things about it. So if you're out there and you're at home and things are not going so well, we're praying for you. We want to ensure that you get, better. We pray for your families. We pray for your jobs. We pray for promotions. We pray for health and happiness. But we also know that nothing comes easy. You've got to work tirelessly hard for it. God bless you, and God bless all of us.